Coming up on Inside California Education Community Colleges. Explore how community colleges have become one of California's biggest training grounds for nurses. Visit the viticulture and winery program at Napa Valley College, where students learn winemaking from the vineyard to the table. Discover a unique partnership between Tesla and a community college in San Jose, training students to work on the latest electric vehicles. Explore a new agreement aimed at increasing the number of transfer students at UC campuses across the state. And discover what careers take flight from an aviation program in Sacramento. It's all next on Inside California Education Community Colleges.
Inside California Education Community Colleges is made possible by College Futures Foundation believes nothing is more transformative for individuals and our society than an educational opportunity. We partner with organizations and leaders across California to help students earn college degrees, regardless of zip code, skin color, or income. More information at collegefutures.org.
You can't just come to this program and think that you're going to get a job. It requires so much more. In order to do nursing, you need to have compassion and empathy. And I truly believe that most of our students come here because of that.
These students are part of an intensive nursing program at Los Angeles Harbor College.
In addition to the basic skills that nurses need, we teach them critical thinking. They need to be able to work in a team and collaborate with other people.
If you open it, then yeah.
They need to be able to make critical decisions at the bedside.
A new set of vitals, want to go get the nitro?
Since 1963, this community college has been training nurses through a mix of classroom work.
Okay, let's have 2 volunteers come up.
Hello, good morning.
And real-world working environments.
This is Cindy. She's going to be a nurse for the day.
The college has a mock emergency room with mannequins. The teachers are next door monitoring the screens.
I hope my blood pressure isn't going higher.
And speaking for the mannequins.
This is incredible pain. It's really hurting in my chest.
Having mannequins here helps us to physically practice. It gives us the opportunity to make mistakes here, figure out what we need to do before we actually go to the hospital and take care of an actual patient. The faculty here, they're all experienced. They've all been working in a nursing field.
Class, we're going to list some symptoms of schizophrenia.
And so they have very clear understanding of nursing. They understand how it feels to go into the nursing program.
Getting into this nursing program is not easy.
So we have about 600 applicants per year, and we admit 80 per year. So we have many more applicants than spaces available.
Community colleges dramatically expanded after World War II as veterans returned to California with one of the early focuses on nursing.
Certainly after World War II, there was a need to increase the healthcare workforce. A nursing degree is a 2-year degree, an associate's degree in nursing. So this was a perfect opportunity for community colleges to begin offering those programs. They really became the hub to train registered nurses. And those programs continue to thrive throughout the state.
Today, more than ever, there is a critical need for nurses.
Over the next 10 to 15 years, many of the baby boomers are going to retire, and we need to have more students in the pipeline to be able to hire to fill those positions.
It's up to schools like Harbor College to help fulfill that rapidly growing need.
The community colleges educate and train 80% of first responders and nurses in the state of California. So we're essential to the performance of and to the deployment of healthcare professionals in California.
Our program is over 50 years old, and we have strong roots in the community and have long-standing relationships with community partners.
One such partner is Harbor UCLA Medical Center, where students from Harbor College gain real-world experience working with patients.
Good morning, Mrs. Custodio. My name is Michael Tanglao. I'm your nurse today, and I'm working with two nurses, student nurse. This is Mo and Kayla.
It's been really good, but really challenging. There's so much work that we have to do, but it really prepares us for when we come to the hospitals and actually work with real patients.
So I'm going to be doing a head-to-toe assessment, and I'm going to start with your neurological assessment.
To be able to connect with our patients is, a big part of what we do on a daily basis.
You can look straight ahead for me. Perfect.
When I get to know them, not just as a patient on the chart, but to get to, understand their story and, treat them like people, ultimately.
Might be a little cold.
It's good that we have a relationship with Harbor College because we actually get to know those students. We know that they've been able to be a good student nurse, they're responsible, they're critical thinkers, and that's what we look for in the nurses that we hire.
Nursing is a great career. There's so many opportunities. It will only grow. We will always need nurses.
Her respirations were at 22, setting at 95%.
Nursing is a rigorous program, but with the support from us, they succeed.
Did you know 7 out of 10 nurses in California receive their training at a California community college?
Today we're doing a lab that consists of replacing a headlamp in case something happens to it.
Henry Mina moved all the way across the country from New Jersey to San Jose after being accepted to this unique training program for Tesla service technicians.
No other company can provide this kind of training. So just being able to get in, learn how this works from the ground up, it was a great opportunity for me to join.
Henry is one of 12 students in the Tesla START program, offered at only 6 community colleges in the United States, including here at Evergreen Valley College in San Jose.
Trim. And yeah, we need what's called this guy.
Students are taught by Tesla employees in a modern-day automotive shop, learning the latest in electric vehicle technology.
The more cars Tesla had out on the road, the more the cars needed to be serviced. So there was a new generation of workforce that needed to be cultivated.
We've had a high ramp up of our Model 3, which is one of our most popular models. So of course, the more that we sell, service is going to be a high growing field. So it's pretty much just ramping them up for their career within our company.
Students spend 8 hours a day, 5 days a week in this classroom auto shop. Halfway through the program, they add a 6th day at a nearby Tesla service station. They're paid to learn, and at the end of the 3 months, they're ready for a career as a Tesla service technician at one of more than 100 locations across North America, where employees with these skills are in very high demand.
They need folks trained at a level that is going to help propel the mission of their company, and we need to continue to provide opportunities to community members to be able to take on these jobs of the future.
In Tesla's search for training partners, Evergreen Valley College was considered a perfect fit. The campus is located in the heart of the Silicon Valley, near a current Tesla service station, and they already had a hybrid vehicle curriculum.
It gives us the ability as a community college to showcase the fantastic faculty and staff that we have here, our ability to develop first-rate partnerships here in Silicon Valley, and to give our students an opportunity to participate in the new economy, as we call it now.
Instead of engines, these students work primarily on computers and on the newest vehicles Tesla has, learning technology that's so exclusive they have to sign a non-disclosure agreement just to be in the class.
You're learning different programmings, you're learning how to communicate with the vehicle, not necessarily working on just manual parts, but actually utilizing software-based programs, specialty programs that only Tesla uses. Organization is going to be the biggest part of this lab activity.
They are the initial pioneers of being the workforce for electrical cars.
It's a job that looks much different than your dad's automotive shop. There are no oil changes, spark plugs, or emission checks. Instead, students learn battery architecture and charging technology.
Being a service technician, we're always on our toes. We're trying to figure out the new thing to fix, and it's not just hardware, it's always software as well.
As for who makes a good Tesla service technician, this teacher, who is a graduate of the START program herself, says it's mostly about the mission.
They are going to have a little bit of automotive background. We do request that, but we really are looking for more of a personality fit and being able to want to accomplish our mission statement and our goal as a company.
Since that's the new technology for the future, these students are able to be a part of the future now. So as the technology grows, they grow with it. So it's a wonderful position to be in.
For Henry, he says the program offers him more than just a new career. It's also a chance to make a real difference.
You're able to contribute more to the mission of transitioning the world to sustainable energy. So just being involved in a mission that's bigger than yourself.
It's the first day of harvest at Napa Valley College. In the heart of wine country, these community college students are picking about 1,500 pounds of grapes. Grapes that they'll next learn how to turn into a wine sold at Whole Foods.
Our program is the backbone of the wine industry. They're taking our students faster than we can create them. I mean, I have more job requests coming across my desk than I do students to fill them.
So we've got our different Chardonnay clones. Those are getting pretty ripe. 22, 21.5. What's converting factor?
Paul Gospodarczyk runs the Viticulture and Winery Technology program at Napa Valley College. Named a 40 Under 40 tastemaker by Wine Enthusiast magazine, he's leading the next generation of winemakers at a program that's grown to be the largest in the world.
We're going to have a macro bin right here, so it's going to get the stem and crushed into the macro.
Almost all of our students are already working in the wine industry. And it makes teaching an absolute thrill because everyone is coming in with firsthand experience of all the winemaking approaches that I'm talking about, of the chemistry that we're talking about, and it just makes for a really dynamic environment.
There's three strands really of study that have made the institution pretty famous. One is viticulture, working in the vines. The second is really winemaking and all the technology that goes into that. And the third is wine sales and marketing, how to sell it, how to bottle it, how to brand it.
For Felipe Silva, the program offered him a path to his dream of someday owning his own wine label. A dream born in fields just like this one.
Basically, my whole family has been working in the fields for most of their life. I'm coming from Mexico. Growing up, I was kind of just exposed to the industry. I was going out working on weekends with my dad, uncles, other family members. And as the years kind of went by, I just started growing this interest in the industry.
So this is, have you seen this before?
Yeah.
Like the true botrytis. This is, all the gray stuff is the mycelium of the fungus. It's like the fruiting body. I am passionate about really bringing the managerial side of the wine industry to young people from Napa, right, who have grown up here, who have seen this whole industry their whole lives and not really been a part of it and not really understood what's going on, and now they come here, all of a sudden are connecting all of these dots with like, oh, that is what is going on, that's what that was. And you see people connecting the dots about what they've basically been exposed to their entire lives.
At the community college level, our goal is to really serve the community. So Napa is ground zero, if you will, for all of wine. And it makes great sense. If we were in Detroit, we would probably be in a car manufacturing plant right now. But here, it's our role really to prepare the workers for the entire county.
You'll find more than half a dozen types of grapes on this 5-acre student vineyard at Napa Valley College. Wines produced from these grapes are well respected, with some scoring above 90 points in the Wine Advocate.
Napa is an ideal place for grape growing.
We're very lucky to have this program here. There are very few winemaking programs across the United States.
Peggy Boyle already has a bachelor's degree and experience in the wine industry. She took almost 2 decades off work to raise her children. Now she's at Napa Valley College, refreshing her skills.
The quality of education here is equal to that you'll get anywhere.
Joe Zawalk retired from the U.S. Coast Guard and looked to the community college to see if he could turn his love of wine into a second career.
Being on the consumer end of it for so long, I often wondered what happens behind the scenes with the winemaking, and to back it up, getting the grapes into the winery and processing them. So it's a lot more complicated and it takes a lot longer than I originally thought.
Look at that. If I touch it, you can see the spores release.
Oh, yeah.
You see that?
I wish more people knew how amazing our students were.
Paul says he's impressed every day by his students, those who work all day in the fields or at a winery, then attend his classes at night, or those learning a new trade for the very first time.
My highest aspiration, my highest professional aspiration is to be right here doing this job. And most of my teacher colleagues here are the exact same way. This wasn't a fallback job. This is the job that we want. We love being teachers and we love our discipline. And the fact that we can do both of those with these amazing students is just, we're pretty lucky.
Still ahead on Inside California Education, Community Colleges. Aviation careers get off the ground at Sacramento City College with programs that include careers as air traffic controllers and aircraft dispatchers. But first, a new effort is underway to make transferring to the UC system even easier for community college students.
Because I was homeschooled, I was really worried about even thinking about trying to go to a four-year university right away because I had never sat in a classroom before. So enrolling in community college was really kind of perfect for me. It was good.
Leo Nab is taking classes at the Davis branch of Sacramento City College, with plans to transfer to nearby UC Davis to study engineering.
I don't think you're finding the prime of that. I believe that's the answer.
What did you get?
Leo's path to UC Davis is set as long as he meets certain academic requirements through what's known as the Transfer Admission Guarantee.
Without the transfer guarantee, I would have been pretty lost, honestly, because I wouldn't know which colleges I would have even a chance at getting into. So the transfer guarantee has really given me a security.
Transferring can be complicated at times when a student starts at a community college, and the guarantees bring clarity to that process that I think has great value for the students.
6 UC campuses have long offered a transfer admission guarantee to eligible community college students, including UC Davis, Irvine, Merced, Riverside, Santa Barbara, and Santa Cruz. Thanks to a new agreement, freshman students who started at community colleges in 2019 will now be eligible to transfer to all 9 UC campuses.
It ensures that students do know that they have a place at a UC campus. It is a way to support students who might be the first in their family to go to college and may not even imagine that a university degree is attainable.
I'm here to show you our newest facility here. This is the Pitzer Center. It was just built in 2016.
I think it was towards my second year at community college that they told me that I could actually have a more chance of getting accepted to a UC, more so than a person going straight off of high school to a four-year. And so that idea intrigued me.
Elda Ibarra is a student at Butte College in Orrville. She and dozens of other community college students from around the state are attending an event at UC Davis to learn more about the transfer process.
I think that sometimes there is a misperception that students have that they can't get to the University of California, that it's only for the top students, that it's only for the elite students. And I tell a student, if you have a 2.8 or a 3.2 at the community college, you are a top student. And you can come here and you can achieve and do well.
We always produce a free concert every Thursday at noon, so whatever.
For every 2 freshmen admitted to UC Davis, 1 transfer student is admitted as well, making transfer students a significant part of the student body here.
We have a lot of transfer students who might be the first in their family to go to college. A lot of our transfer students might be coming from historically underrepresented communities. Some transfer students have families, and they may have other type of work experience. And with that brings unique perspective as well and diversity to the campus.
I go to San Joaquin Delta College in Stockton, California. My parents immigrated from Latin America, so I've always had those roots there in the Central Valley.
Cesar Castaneda was accepted to a 4-year university straight out of high school, but chose to attend a community college instead to help out his parents. But now he's ready to transfer to fulfill his dream of becoming a lawyer helping immigrant children.
Generally, a lot of people, they don't see themselves that they belong in a university like this, coming from such a small institution to something huge like this. It is nerve-wracking, and I'm super grateful that they have this opportunity for us, to baby step our way into a real good thing like this.
We're here to motivate students. We want to make sure that they're motivated, that they know that there's a place for them here and that they belong.
Can I just multiply that out to make it easier?
As for Leo, he says he wouldn't have changed anything about his college career so far.
The transfer guarantee really is maybe the option that I'd go with, even if I could get into a 4-year right away, because I've really enjoyed Sacramento City College, so I'm really glad that I took this path.
More than 50% of California State University graduates started at a community college, while nearly 30% of University of California graduates began at a 2-year school.
Sacramento International Airport, 11 o'clock, E120, 5,000, do you have in sight?
Air traffic controllers may spend their careers with their eyes in the sky, but they start their training on the ground in programs like this one at Sacramento City College.
Because you don't know that UPS is going to see Coast Guard.
We're one of the few programs in the state. In fact, Sacramento City College is the only aviation program in the northern part of the state.
So I've been flying literally my whole entire life. I remember being an unaccompanied minor and being perfectly fine going on the plane by myself. Do you have an insight?
Alexis Ford Beckham already has a bachelor's degree in history, but enrolled in the community college's air traffic control program to learn a different skill set.
It's something that you don't learn when you're younger, so it's all new information, and it's something that I just drive myself to wanting to know more about it, because not a lot of people do know. Runway 16 right, or 10 right?
The goal of this program is for the students to come out of here and become controllers.
Instructor Sean Tenner teaches his students everything they need to know in order to be accepted to and pass the FAA Academy. Once they pass the FAA's rigorous standards, he says they're on a solid career path.
It's a great job. I did it for 27 years and retired at age 46. I've been asked over the years, what makes a person a good candidate to be a controller? And my answer has always been someone who can make very quick, common sense decisions and multitask.
Sacramento City College is one of the oldest community colleges in the state, with a long history tied to aviation and aeronautics.
Back in the 30s, preparing in the run-up to World War II, there were very specific needs in the community, and the aeronautics program was created to respond as the nation was preparing for war. So the program evolved to meet the needs then and has continued to evolve right into the current day.
Those current day programs include air traffic control, aircraft maintenance, flight technology, and aircraft dispatch.
The aircraft dispatcher program, the best job in aviation that no one knows about. And then look at the Sacramento NOTAM.
Students in Tom Berg's aircraft dispatch class can go on to earn a 1-year certificate or a 2-year degree that will prepare them to pass an FAA exam.
An aircraft dispatcher is responsible for all of the pre-flight planning, so that person has a lot of responsibility before the flight. They're also the airline representative that is in constant contact with the flight.
Pilots taxiing Sierra on taxiway. I've always been interested in aviation. I used to wait for my mom at the airport, and it kind of seemed like it has life there, you know. Everybody had a purpose, everybody was going somewhere.
AOL Abra is a native of Ethiopia who initially wanted to be a pilot, but flying lessons were too expensive, so he instead turned to dispatch.
Dispatcher is really interesting. It just, you're always doing something. You're not like, it's not like a boring office job, you know, you're always doing something.
So the terminal approach radar is out of service.
No matter how challenging the course can be at times, students can rest assured they're in good hands.
At the end of this course, the FAA will send an examiner here to give their practical exams. In 8 years, we've only had 2 students that didn't pass on the first try. So it's a pretty good program.
What's the problem with Oakland?
As the industry continues to evolve, the close relationship that our faculty have with people in the industry, we will be prepared to help train students for the needs of the industry moving forward.
That's it for this edition of Inside California Education Community Colleges. If you'd like more information about the program, log on to our website, insidecaled.org. You can watch stories from all of our shows, and you can connect with us on social media. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Inside California Education.
And I'm going to start with your neurological assessment. You can look straight ahead for me. Perfect. Organization is going to be the biggest part of this lab activity.
I don't think you're finding the prime in that. I believe that's the answer.
What did you get?
So we've got our different Chardonnay clones. Those are getting pretty bright, 22, 21.5.
Sacramento International Airport, 11 o'clock. E120, 5,000. Do you have in sight?
Inside California Education Community Colleges is made possible by College Futures Foundation believes nothing is more transformative for individuals and our society than an educational opportunity. We partner with organizations and leaders across California to help students earn college degrees, regardless of zip code, skin color, or income. More information at collegefutures.org.